They're getting more used to seeing themselves on videos and things like that. If you think about YouTube, if you think about people videotaping themselves, getting pictures out there about themselves. And it used to be that nobody wanted to see themselves on camera. They didn't like their voice or they didn't like the way they looked. People are used to that now. And that's actually the exact audience that we're going for, because everybody needs to learn those public speaking skills and apply them in real life.
Well, everyone's got a little camera. That rolls footage. I just have to turn on television to see everything that ever happens is always caught on tape now, it seems like.
Exactly.
You know.
Lights, camera, action. You probably picked this session so that you could see some movies and just relax after lunch. You're right.
Yes.
I have 4 examples of videos that I'm going to show you throughout the presentation, because what good is talking about video if you don't actually see an example? Now, let's talk about supporting club goals. Why would you want to use video? Use the camera in the context of a club meeting. The reason that you're doing that is that you want to do a self-evaluation. You want to tape yourself so you can see later on, how did I do? Is that public relations? Not so much. It's public relations in that you're honing your skills so that you can improve, that you can better do public relations later. The other reason to use is to demonstrate speaking techniques. A lot of folks will tape a keynote presentation, tape a 5 to 7 minute presentation that you're doing within Toastmasters, and we see a lot of people put that on the web. All of a sudden you've got this 15, 20, 30 minute presentation that's on the web. That's really good for educational purposes. It's really good for a sample if you're trying to get a job being a speaker. Is that PR? Not so much, because if your really big, powerful statement is at the end, you're going to make your audience wait 30 minutes to get to that big, powerful statement at the end. So if you're going to do PR, you can use that speech as a source for your information, but you probably don't want to put that whole thing out there in the context of public relations. Remember the MTV generation, shorter attention spans. If you don't get me within the first 20 seconds, you're probably not going to get me. So if somebody's interested in learning about your topic and they're trying to get educated, and a lot of companies, including my own, we're doing more about e-learning and we're turning more towards video. For an educational session like that, yes, definitely it makes sense to put your entire presentation, be it an hour long, be it half an hour long, on the web. Doesn't make so much sense for PR. And right now, we're going to take a look at how to use video specifically for public relations. So a couple of things. The next thing we want to talk about is, what would the reason be for doing public relations? Because it's not just a grab bag of a lot of different things. You really want to have a focus. You really want to have a purpose. So there are a couple of different things that you could do. You might want to publicize an accomplishment of your club. So maybe your club just got distinguished. Maybe one of your members just got a great year award. They're DTM. They got honored by the community. In Morgan Hill, there's a club that actually put a video out where the club gave an award to the community, and they used that as PR. So they put a snippet of that on the web. So there's an accomplishment either of a member or something that the club is doing that you might want to highlight. A club might also be very unique. I'm going to talk a little bit later on about a service that we have in District 4 where we go out and we actually do club profiles and use video to do that. Now, when we do that, what we encourage clubs to do is to talk about what is unique about that club. So one club might be an advanced club. We've got Point of Order that concentrates on parliamentary procedure. We have a club that concentrates on speech and debates. There are different personalities that are part of those clubs as well. So in order to do PR and to get the right audience, you really want to tell somebody as much about your club personality as you possibly can. So there's some clubs that are advanced speakers, there are some that are community clubs, there are others that are corporate clubs. So what you want to do is make sure that you highlight what is unique about that particular club. You also want to generate excitement. Okay? You don't want to say, well, okay, our club was founded in, and then you want to be exciting. You really want to get out there and show that you're excited about your club, because if you're reading something off about the history of your club, that might be interesting as a second step, But as a first step is you want to get the person looking at that video to say, I want to visit that club. I'm really excited about this. The people that are there, that's wonderful. I want to see these people in person. I want to join that club. That's the kind of reaction that you want to get. And it's actually very nice when the people come to visit and then they'll come in and say, oh, I saw you in that video. That's a little bit of a celebrity. And then, of course, attract members. The whole purpose behind public relations is that you want to attract members to your club. I mean, that's really why we're out there doing this. The first thing that you want to do is planning your content. Now, just like I just mentioned, we have these educational sessions that might be very long. Putting the whole thing out there is not really going to be your PR. But instead, you might still want to tape the entire speech, because you don't know ahead of time what's going to work best. If I wanted to have a segment of myself saying something funny and you guys are laughing, I can't really run over there and turn it on and say, all right, everybody laugh. So as your source material, you still want to capture the entire speech, because you never know what part is going to come out best. You're never really 100% sure where you're going to get the best audience reaction. So as source material, you definitely want to capture an entire speech. You can also capture table topics, because the nice thing about table topics is everybody's got their 2 minutes of fame. You don't feel like you're slicing up somebody, and it gives you a lot of opportunities to showcase multiple members within your club. So that's actually a really nice way of doing it. We just recently had a club that did an all table topic session, and from the district level we went in and taped that. We got a lot of different people that were available to be featured as part of that segment. Now, how-to tips and tricks of speaking. That is something that you can talk about and you can film. Now again, to use it for PR, you probably want to use a snippet of, here's a way to use pauses. Here's a way to improve your eye contact. And then maybe show snippets of people doing it right, doing it wrong. Yeah, so you're kind of giving a public service, which is also a PR vehicle. You're giving somebody some value. They saw this video. They learned something. And then follow it up with a lot of examples. Again, it's not supposed to be a lecture. It's supposed to attract potential members to come to your club, to visit your club, and then hopefully to join your club. Award ceremonies. Those are really nice in order to tape as well. So if somebody gets a special recognition from a club, a lot of clubs actually give special recognition when a member does a CC. They get their CC, they have a little party, they get a ribbon. Yeah, I still have my book that I got, Dale Carnegie book from my home club. Those are nice things that you can use to actually video, to show members reaching a certain goal. Because when a potential member sees that, they're going to say, oh, great, I want to join that club because I want to be recognized as well. And then testimonials and interviews. I'm going to actually show you 2 examples of that when I show the video. I promised you a movie. Finding your video. So this is one of those things where most likely you're not going to be able to shoot everything in the order that you want it. There's going to probably be some editing involved. If you want to add music, if you want to add text, if you want to use excerpts of speeches, you're probably going to have to use some editing software. Here are PCs and how many are Macs. Let's see PCs first. Whoa, okay. How many people are Macs? Okay. We'll do the PC part first. Since I promised you movies when I started, I will show you one more. It's Vegas, baby. So I have to do it. And this one I actually took with that Canon, and I do a lot of panning and things like that. But the reason I'm showing you this is for the technique of a voiceover.